so I know exactly where you're at. And then we'll go to struggle. Sound good? So listen, we've got 300 people on the line, and I expect everyone to be engaged here. So I don't want this to be another training that you just sit back and you listen to the background. We've got a lot of content in store for you to help you be successful. And you're going to hear live, I want to share with you how others aren't just getting one or two, but they're closing huge franchise deals. I mean, it's just incredible the success that's happening, and I don't want you to miss out on it. So, so struggling, success, all of it, awesome. I sold a couple rep videos, awesome. Getting lots of closes, 4 clients with local listing repair using WL marketing, awesome, fantastic. I'm starting to see more scans, right? The landing pages, leads are awesome, Stacy says. Success with cold calls, but funnels is getting smaller. And want to use this to refill it. Great job, Brian. Haven't really done much. Is it Lanza? I'm so sorry. You haven't done much? Get off the sideline. Would ya? Come on. So much opportunity going on. Closed 1 deal, 12 months, Robbie says. Contract with an independent carpet cleaning company. Congrats, Rob. Rev videos, 11 sold. Oh, my goodness. Holy cow. Fantastic job, Steve. I found a few residual checks coming in from text message, SMS. Good job. It's got nothing to do with our training today, Steve, but attaboy. I got an 18% open rate, a very successful headline. However, I only got 3 clicks. Well, Al, what do you think that is? I got some struggles going on, lots of struggles. Just signing a client for $365 a month for 12 months for rep management. Awesome job, Michael Cahill, rocking and rolling. Franchise deal, 116 locations. What? Fantastic, Brian. Good job, buddy. That boy. Struggling. No one answers my emails. Heidi, you want to talk about that? Doesn't sound like you went through our last training. If you did, if you went through our last training, you would have that down pat. Having problems with generating leads, no sales since I started. Whoops. All right. I'm excited. I'm progressing to the basics. All right. You guys ready to rock and roll? So listen, I did that for you so you could hear that some people are struggling and some people being incredibly successful. So let me ask you this. Do you think it's the system? Do you think it's the software? Do you think it's the market? Or do you think it's you? What do you think? No, it's not me. Frank, no, it's definitely not me, right? It's not me. I love that, right? Constance says 161 scans, 31 leads. Constance, you got a mic on? Let's just open up with that, right? Wouldn't you be excited to hear how Constance is doing that? So Constance, let's see here if you got your mic on. Constance, you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing?
I'm just doing just great.
Great. Could you talk up a little bit louder? Is that cool?
Okay. I'm trying to put the, okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. So here's what I'm going to do. I want to click record. Let me do a quick intro, and then we'll jump in. Sound good? You're still really faint, so if you get your mouth up to that microphone and maybe talk a little bit louder, everybody's super excited to hear what you have to say.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Ah, there we go. I feel like you're right with me.
All right.
All right, let's get started. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, everyone. Welcome to tonight's training with Local AnLyzer Masterclass number 2. So if you missed number 1, you missed out on an incredible step-by-step process, how we went through everything together. So you definitely got to check that out if you haven't done it, because we're going to be building on that in this specific training. So listen, I have never seen so many people have so much success. As a matter of fact, before we started the training here, we were jumping on the line and having some back and forth chat, and Constance just put in the chat box, she had 161 scans and 31 leads. So Constance, you there?
Yes, I am.
So I'm so excited that you're having that much success. So first of all, tell me how you're feeling right now with that type of activity.
I'm just feeling really great. I mean, I just can't believe it.
I've been sending out the email about Google maybe removing your reviews, and I'm just getting a lot of opens, and scanning. So now I'm proceeding to call.
Okay, so tell me about the funnel a little bit. What did you use the basic when you create a landing page? Did you change it at all? So let's start there. Give me a little bit of insight.
Okay, what I did is I used the split testing first, and with and what the niche that I'm using, I made 3 split test sites, or how do you say that, funnels, so I could see, who's what's what. And from that, I guess everybody's concerned about their reviews, and so they just want to know, get the report, the score. So I'm not getting, well, okay, they're clicking and they're scanning. However, I'm just going to have to call them because, I just put on their call or text, because text would be better. But I'm proceeding to call them. But I'm getting so many of them. I'm just like, ugh. I'm happy. But
okay, so first of all, let me ask you a few more questions. Do you have the viewgate on or off?
I have it on.
You have it on. Okay, so everybody hear that? Right? The viewgate works, doesn't it? I mean, it's pretty powerful, wouldn't you say, Constance?
Yes. I'm using the viewgate.
So if you're not using the viewgate, make sure you turn it on. So she's saying, look, I got over 60 scans, and almost half of the, or 161 scans, 31 of them said, yes, I'm interested. I want to get more information. They're filling out that so they can see the report. And now, you said something I think is really critical, which is I think I'm going to have to call them. So, right? I mean, let's just call it what it is. So let me ask you this. Does Constance, put in the chat box, does Constance sound like a very seasoned, expert, savvy marketer that's been doing funnels and lead generation for a long time? No, not at all, right?
Really, no.
So tell me, Constance, how are you feeling now from where you were before you got local Analyzer?
I tell you, it's just such a difference, because this way I can see what's happening, and it's just amazing. I love it.
So tell me about split testing. Are you an expert in split testing? You have a lot of experience in split testing?
I didn't know how to do it. I mean, this has been years of trying to, everyone would say it's good to split test, but I just didn't know how to do it. And it was just difficult. And so, like when you use Aweber, a lot of times, I would get some training. They say, do the split test, but it's easy to say that when you don't know what you're doing.
Well, and I'm so excited, Constance, because we designed, and I spent the effort of 6 months of development specifically for you, because it just warmed my heart so much, because I want to do a kind of a about face and let you know you're not alone. What happens is somebody says, oh, go build a landing page, and then we build a page, and then we figure out, oh no, now we got to write stuff on the page. So we write the copy, and then we put the images up, and then oh, shoot, before I do that, I got to have an opt-in. Oh, and I got to do it. I got to give them a report. So I got to go get some report somewhere. So the opt-in, oh, and then I got to hook it up to my autoresponder. And then all of a sudden, right, you're through like weeks of pain trying to figure it all out. And then they're like, oh, and you got to split test that.
Yes.
I don't have the energy.
Yeah. Years. I've gone through that for years.
Yeah, there's like no energy left at all. You're like, and I got to split test that? So here, we're going to make you guys a lot of money. We're going to get you in front of lots of decision makers, lots of leads, just like Constance. But I want you to understand what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring you into the forefront of where the entire industry is going. And here's what the industry is. The future of all the money you would ever want, all the opportunity you ever want, is summed up in 3 things. The future of online marketing is dedicated to those that understand 3 things: reputation, traffic, and funnel conversion. And so what we're doing in Local Analyzer with the rep report is giving you all 3. We're giving you a reputation product that's an instant report that people are going to consume and love. Then we're giving you an entire done-for-you funnel. So all you have to do is click, 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 and change a few things, put into a split test, and then it converts automatically for you. But you know what you've got to do, Constance, is you actually have to do what we call direct relationship to marketing tasks. So I want everybody on the line, and those in the mastermind that are here, you've heard me say this, but those are kind of new. I want you to write this down, the 3 most critical things you'll take away for you for the rest of your life that'll make you successful. That there are only 3 tasks you will ever do for the rest of your life. Indirect relationship to revenue tasks, no relationship to revenue tasks, and direct relationship to revenue tasks. So let me ask you, Constance, when you're creating a web page, is that an indirect relationship to revenue, a direct, or no relationship to revenue task? What do you think?
It's like it's indirect and it's no relationship. You're just building a website.
Right. Would everybody agree with that? Put on the chat box. Would you agree with that? Right? That building these pages has no relationship to revenue at all. Yeah. You're exactly. Listen, when I ask these questions, the other 150 that didn't respond, it doesn't matter if you respond or not. But let me tell you, this is for you, because if you don't get these principles, you're going to struggle more than you should. And I don't want you struggling. I want you being successful. So everybody, help me and engage with me a little bit here. Do you think that creating a page has direct relationship to revenue or no relationship? Which is it? Okay, so no relationship to revenue. Most everybody said no. Now, what about creating the email to send out so that people go to the page? What do you think that? Indirect relationship to revenue or direct relationship to revenue? What do you think? No. Constance, what do you think?
No, it's indirect because I'm not talking to anyone.
So, no relationship to revenue and indirect relationship to revenue tasks are worthless until you do one thing, the direct relationship to revenue tasks. And so let me explain that. Making a website, no relationship to revenue. You make as many websites as you want, it ain't going to do jack, right? Right?
Well,
All that stuff is either no relationship to revenue or indirect relationship to revenue. So let me define the only definition you need is direct relationship to revenue tasks are when you physically open your mouth. Sound comes out and another human being hears what you have to say. So if you're not doing that, not 15 minutes a day, not 30 minutes a day, but 2 hours a day, you will crush it. Your life will change. Things will completely change from everything you ever knew. So the same way you went from not getting any leads to getting excited, everything is about to change completely different when you go to direct relationship to revenue tasks and you do it. Remember when Mom used to say, look, before you can have dessert, right?
Right.
You got to eat the good stuff, the stuff that you don't really taste good, but it's going to make you feel good. You're going to grow, get strong, vitamins, get all your nutrients from the carrots and vegetables and peas and collard greens. So, I mean, just all that stuff he hated, but it's the most important thing for us. No relation to revenue tasks, working on your website, that's fun stuff, right? You know, business cards and emails, indirect, that's kind of good. But the hard stuff, let's just face it, is talking to people. But it's easier when they pick up the phone and call you, or they email you, or they fill out information, say, look, I want more information. So when you tell me, well, I guess I got to call them.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm thinking right now?
Like, call them. Yes, you do.
Yeah, like it's like, and here's the thing. Everything I'm teaching you and that you're hearing should be a thing that you insulate for the rest of your life. You go, you know what? I haven't eaten my vegetables first. I haven't done my direct relationship to revenue tasks. So every time you're playing around saying that you did work and you're driving revenue, you're not until you're opening your mouth and sound is coming out and someone else is hearing it. And I hate to be that basic about it, but it's true, right?
Right.
Everybody agree on that? If that's a big aha moment for you, put one in the chat box or aha. I just want to see if everybody's really capturing this to go, oh my goodness, You know, I haven't been doing that, right? Okay, good. So, Constance, thank you so much. We have so much to train on. I so appreciate you coming on and really inspiring us with all that. So let's jump in to today's training. So I want to do a few things real quickly here. First of all, what we're going to go through, I want to teach you how we score everything so you can get very comfortable why we score the way we score, and then what to say to a lead when you first get a hold of them. So Constance, listen up, right? I got some great content for you here. And then what services you can sell, and then citation services and the difference between them all, and then quick start strategies, and then we'll talk about split testing so that you can be just like Constance, have lots of fun doing this. So before we begin real quick, Facebook training. Listen, the first training we did was insane. We spent $1,200 to have one of the world's top Facebook trainers come and train you on Facebook so that you could drive leads to your pages as well. So by now, here's my expectation. You step up to the plate, right? You put your big boy and big girl pants on, and you play in the game of online marketing. Because remember, the future of online marketing is dedicated to those that understand reputation, traffic, and funnel conversion. So we stepped up to the plate and said, look, we're going to get the best traffic, Facebook traffic guy on the planet to teach and train you. So if you go into local Analyzer and you see the first training, it's about Facebook. It is insanely good, right? So make sure you're watching that. Don't you dare go another day without watching it. Some of you watch it 2 or 3 times, which is fantastic. Training calls on Fridays. So on Fridays, every Friday, we have live trainings. So you have questions, you need answers, show up on the live trainings. They're at 3 o'clock on Fridays. Support. Some of you are just, I just didn't let you know, some of you are just being a little babyish when you're putting in support tickets, right? I get these whining complaints about, oh, do I have to put in a video? Do I have to get a screenshot? I mean, here's the thing. We're not Verizon, right? We are a company that has been uber successful, making Inc. 500 and the fastest growing companies in the U.S., and we want to make you very successful as well. And so we've got a formula, and the formula is junk in, junk out. When you say, this doesn't work, what doesn't work? We don't know what doesn't work. And then we say, well, what doesn't work? And you go, well, the report doesn't work. And we say, well, what about the report doesn't work? And then you complain, it's been 4 days, I haven't got my question answered, right? So please, just really let's all step up. You give us as much information as you can, which I don't want you typing a book. I just want you taking a little Jing video and saying, look, I went to the report, this is what I did, or my this isn't working, this isn't happening, can you help me? And we will give you unbelievable feedback. We will get it fixed quickly. But I just don't want to see people going, well, why do I have to put in a Jing video? I didn't have to when I bought this other product. It's to help you, help us, help you, okay? So, all right, so I'll get off that. Screenshots are fine too. Love screenshots. A video is much better. And by the way, when you put in a video, talk through it. We got a few videos of people just like, it's like a silent movie. Like the mouse is running around the screen and don't know what's going on. So, okay, awesome. For those of you in the UK and Australia, spokesmodels are coming out next week. So we've done a whole filming, and you're going to love these videos. Like every video is about $500 worth of filming and editing or graphics animation. You're just going to absolutely love it. And then we've actually added a countdown timer that is going to crush it for you because it gives unbelievable scarcity. So if you go to a landing page, let me show you real quick. So if you click on any type of a landing page, and let's go to this one right here, and let's click edit the page. And so you got 2 things you can do with the actual timer. You can make it for a specific date, or you can make it evergreen. So on the left-hand side here, you're going to see, remember, these are your report controls, right? Report controls. And then down here, if you scroll down, you're going to see a where are we at? Countdown timer. So you click on countdown timer, you can turn it on, right? And then if you hover over it, you can update it. So you can see you can do evergreen and date, and then you can change the style and colors. I mean, what we've done on this page would take most people a full day of development to do. Whether you can just go from stack to side by side, and you can see it's closing in X amount of minutes and hours. So definitely use it. Scarcity is a big psychological trigger when you're marketing. Sound good? All right. So let's jump in, and let me give you a few success stories over the last few weeks that we picked up that have been sent in to us. So by the way, I just picked up a 50 location franchise. Will be 100 locations by the end of the year, building their monitoring and management directors marketing. Out of 35 who submitted proposals, I was one of the 3 invited to visit the corporation pitch and the board directors. I just locked down the final details this morning after 2 months of working this deal. So here's someone that is following the process. Here's someone that's using the step-by-step systems that we've developed so they can not just get the small little dentist or doctor or attorney, but you can go after huge, huge businesses and make a tremendous amount of money, and that's what I want for you. You can see been titled with my wife's voice, a Broadway show, but look at, I closed 12-month RK Core Beta yesterday with an upsell of $299 a month, increasing to 50% afterwards, unless he brings me another one of his franchise as a monthly client. So again, another franchise deal closed on Rep Kahuna. So remember, we talked about last time, if you don't have Rep Kahuna, that's our big core offering. It's our enterprise solution for monitoring, managing, and marketing. And I want to show you this. Les says, look, I sent out 800 emails this week, so that's probably 200 emails he sent out, 4 times to people. So I got 2 scans, 2 leads, and 1 sale. Now, if you've got Lead Kahuna, that's pretty easy to do. You grab emails, you send them out, you got 2 scans, 2 leads, and 1 sale. So can everybody see the huge success that people are having? But the one thing they might be doing different than what you're doing is they're taking action. They're not sitting on the sideline. They're not in other webinars. They're not buying products that can't make them 6 figures. They're not following people that don't have a track record of making good solutions long term. You're following someone, you're buying products, they don't have good support for you. They've never made anyone 6 figures in their life, but you know what? Their $200 product is promising to make you a lot of money. The difference is they're focused on doing one thing. So Larry says that's less than 1% scan. That's correct, right? But Larry, look at the effort. How much effort is it to get 200 emails from Lead Kahuna? Nothing. How much effort is it to send those out? Nothing. To get scans, to get leads in 1 sale, the only effort he did was pick up the phone and talk to one of the leads. That's it. Put one in the chat box if you get that going, okay, if really it's all about getting the message out, I can do this, right? I'm just showing you real life examples of happening every single day when you follow a process that works. So Lead Kahuna, listen, those of you that don't have it, I just want to put this link up here. It is not on the market. You cannot buy it anywhere. It's only for our customers, and you get unlimited leads. And let me just say this. I'll give you a little secret here. Each one of these leads in Lead Kahuna, see, you don't know this, but every lead that you get out of here is worth about $1 to $1.75 in the marketplace. So we actually have people that sell Lead Kahuna leads as a list broker. As a matter of fact, last week I talked to one person that created a list of doctors, 1,000. He used Lead Kahuna, got 1,000 doctors and charged $3,500. Now, can everybody see that there's another opportunity for you right here? You could sell leads to printers. You could sell leads to accountants. You could sell leads to carpet cleaners that do B2B services. You guys have so much opportunity sitting all around you, and some of you are just distracted. I don't want that anymore, right? So if you want Lead Kahuna, it's unlimited leads for the whole year. All you can eat 24/7 if you want to go and get it. Those of you that do have it, start using it. Matter of fact, let me ask a question right now. Did I catch you? Are you really on a call with me and not running Lead Kahuna? How many of you are running Lead Kahuna right now? Put one in the chat box saying, that's me, I'm on top of it. Or two, if you're like, no. Who's running? I caught some of you, right? So here's what I do inside our mastermind. Inside our mastermind, everybody knows that if you hear my voice, that's your signal to start running Lead Kahuna. When you go to bed at night, run it. When you wake up in the morning, you got leads, right? Brush your teeth, take a shower, kiss your wife or spouse, run Lead Kahuna again, you got more leads. It's so easy to do. Okay, so these are big stats. I just want to let you know, right, you should have these memorized because reputation's here. It's arrived and everyone needs it. 97% of consumers read online reviews to judge a local business. 92% now read online reviews for local business. I mean, so just as a reminder, if you've gotten distracted with anything else, you need to be focusing on this. So the three major businesses every business needs is lead generation, lead conversion, client fulfillment. Memorize this. Know it. Because what we've done and tried to give you is literally, for a minimum amount of money, the entire dream. Lead generation with Lead Kahuna, lead conversion with local analyzer, and client fulfillment for the big money, Rep Kahuna. So if you have this, this is a six-figure business for these three products, putting it all together. So last time we talked about the lot strategy and the lead magnet, the opportunity, opt-in, and trust trigger. Then we talked about the lead magnet report and why it's so important that you have a report that engages them, that they can see themselves because people buy when they see themselves in the product. And then we talked about creating an opportunity opt-in page, but it's got to be easy. It's got to be customizable. It's got the ability to split test. And you have all that at your fingertips. So why you don't have it open right now and haven't created 4 or 5 pages in the last week is beyond me, but tonight's the night to change that, right? You should be in, working on it, getting out in the marketplace. And so what that does, it gives you the ability to make money because you're going to sell what we call a trust trigger product. Now, in that report, remember, there's not 1, but 2, but 3, but 4 different call to actions where they fill out a form. And we talked about the dozens of services that you can sell. So let me go through them very slowly with you right now so you can take really good notes on this. And then we'll go into even deeper detail. 1, citation services. Now, I'll go into citation services a little bit deeper, but citation services, you're going to hear live in a moment someone that gets them from Fiverr and makes a killing doing it. So you can go to Fiverr and get anyone to do citation services. You can go to WLmarketing.com to get citation services done. And again, citation services are just the name, address, and phone number and making sure they're correct and they're on all the major directories. It's really simple. You can go to LocalMoz, that's localmoz.com. And for about $84, they will create your citations for you as well. You can go to Upwork, put an ad in saying, I need these 25, 50 citations done. You will get unbelievable amounts of people on that ad, right? Now, let me just say, some of you will not have a good experience with WL marketing. Some of you will not have a good experience on Fiverr. Some of you will not have a good experience on Upwork. Some of you will not have a good experience at SEO Moz, right? Or at LocalMoz. Each one of these is not perfect. Everybody messes it up. So do not wait around to compare which one's which. Just use one. Go to each one and just use one. Each one of them are going to mess it up. You're going to mess it up. The problem with business is humans. Everybody's going to mess it up. It's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. You can fix it because if the worst case scenario, you can create them yourself if you wanted to. But what they're going to do is the heavy lifting for you. So if everything's not perfect, don't worry about it. So does that make sense? So what I want you to walk away with is you'll never get the perfect service from anybody. They're all going to mess it up somehow, leave it out, not get it, miss something. So but they'll do the bulk of the work for you. Make sense? How many citations you recommend? I'll get that in a second. So just do it. Yes, that's very good, Carol. monitoring services. So, we've got Rep Kahuna. There are other monitoring services out there. So here's what I suggest you charge. This is the exact words you say. We can monitor, and we typically charge $99 a month to monitor all the sites that you're on. And that means we'll not only send you alerts, but we'll also send you biweekly reports. So, monitoring services, $99 a month. But right now, we have a special going where it's $297 for the entire year. That's less than $30 a month. You want to take advantage of that? Does that make sense? It's a trust trigger. Citation services, $297. Monitoring services, $297. Now, monitoring reporting, I just said reporting, right? Now, you can sell these separately. See, what most people don't understand is, especially with our system, is we actually have about 17 different products in our system that make up one big reputation kahuna package. But can you sell monitoring and reporting separate? What do you think? So instead of getting alerts, which is monitoring, they're just going to get bi-weekly reports or weekly reports. Any aha moments going, oh, wow, I could sell monitoring alerts separate from reporting. You could say our monitoring is typically $99 a month and our reporting is an extra $29. It's $129 a month, but we'll put them both together for you in a package for like $297 for the whole year. Could you sell that? Could you get a business to pay you a measly $300 for bi-weekly reports for the whole year and alerts every single day? Yes, that you're going to crush it, right? Video marketing services. Well, most people know that we're probably one of the most prominent video marketing platforms in the world for what's called rep videos. So, but you can sell other videos as well, because inside the report, it shows that do you have video on your website? Do you have video on YouTube? Do you have video on Google? The answer is no. You should be selling video marketing services. And a minimum 300, the maximum probably about 3,000. So video marketing services, SEO services. So put one in the chat box or two if you're aware right now of all the articles coming out saying that citations are the new local SEO. Put one or two if you've seen those articles. Yeah, they're like all over the place right now. It's like all of a sudden we came out with local Analyzer, and all of a sudden we're like, this is great timing. So all you have to do is go to type in. Matter of fact, just do. Let's do this real quick because some of you are. I'm going to do the work for you. I've never done this, but let me just type in this. Let's put citations, new local SEO. Local search ranking factors, local SEO and how to rank, advanced citations, audits, cleanup. Local SEO, how to rank your business, search engine land. Let's take a look at that. This is actually 2015, so they've got different business signals, reviews. Look at that, reviews are big. Keyword categories. So take a look at this stuff. It's just absolutely brilliant. It makes it uber easy to sell citation services. So SEO services as citations are part of it. But you can also take a video and rank it, yeah? You can also backlink if they got a really good Yelp score, you could backlink their Yelp page. So if you're doing SEO, this is a huge opportunity for you. Map services, right? Ranking the map. Using Local Analyzer is a great upsell to say, look, I can get you ranked in the map. Tim Apps just gave me one right here. And let me just open this up for everybody. Thank you, Tim. So Moz.com, learn local citations. Why citations are important to the success of your local business. Right? How many of you think that's a good email headline? Right? Would that be awesome? How many of you could take this article and get it rewritten or just rewrite it and put it into an email? Could make a short video of it, could make a blog out of it. I'm just saying the opportunities are endless for you to do. Huge opportunity. So reputation management services, this is where obviously it's a little bit bigger, where you're actually managing, reporting, you're meeting with them, you're talking. It's just not a service, but you're actually setting goals with them. Hey, we want to get 10, 15, more reviews. We want to go from a 3.5 to a 5. You're building the reputation. You're getting them feedback pages they can email out. You're doing the sign-in form. You're doing marketing services where you can market their reputation with videos, market their reputation with images. You can post their reviews to social media and Facebook and Twitter and all these different. So look at the dozens of services on the first call that you can do. When I said sign-in form, does that work anymore? Oh my gosh. Mike, welcome to 2016, where the most powerful reputation system in the world is sign-in form. If you want to get 2 or 3, 4 new reviews every single week, then you should use Rep Kahuna's sign-in form. It crushes it. So again, you want to learn more about that? Take advantage of getting a Rep Kahuna, and we got lots of training on that. So let's talk about, well, before I get into that, I want you to listen in on a call that was inside our mastermind. And I think it's going to put a smile on your face, but I want you to hear how someone that is not nearly speaks as good English as anyone on this line, how he's crushing it. But what's really going to put a smile on your face is, in this case study, is when you hear what other services he's selling that will literally just blow you away, that I couldn't believe that he was selling these types of services. So let me do this real quick here. Let me play for you a case study of what just happened in the last week of being successful with local AnLyzer. AnLyzer reputation report. So that report, they opt in to an opportunity opt-in, which you can create all kinds of opt-in pages inside Prospect Rocket. The team's name is Sam Sadinch. Hey, Sam, you there?
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
First time I had you on the call, so tell me about the citation services. What did you sell it for, and what did it cost you?
I mean, usually I contact the customers about the reputation marketing and the videos. Then we talk about the citation and how much the citation is important. And usually I sell for $500, sometimes $700. It cost me only $35.
Okay. So let me see if we can figure this out. You are typically calling them on rep videos or reputation marketing. Then one of the things you talk about is how important citations are. Are you using local AnLyzer right now?
No, because I'm in Canada, so we can't use the Analyzer yet.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
So,
okay, great. So what are citations? So for those of you that don't know what a citation is a term for the name, address, and phone number of a local business. And that's what local AnLyzer is all about. When we check through all the directories, we're checking their citations. We're checking their NAP. We're checking their name, address, and phone number. So when it's off and it's wrong, then we say, look, this is why it's important. So real quickly, there's Sam, why is it important? What are some of the reasons you give to local businesses of why it's so important?
Just explain about the how Google looking for the directories to find out about their addresses and their phone numbers and business name. So if they want to become in the Google map in the first page of the Google, they have to have a citation and they have to be in different directories. And after that, Google goes and find them at 3 weeks, or in 3 months, they became in the first page. Plus, they need to have also the reviews. Sorry for my English, but I try to explain that the reviews plus the directory submissions, which is citation together, bring them in the first page of the Google. That's the most important things for the business owners here to become in the first page of the Google. So that's the way we explain them, usually.
You know why I love your accent so much is because most people would look at that and saying, I can't sell because of my accent or my English isn't as good as maybe somebody else's. And you're crushing it because people don't care about your accent. They care about the value you're bringing to the table and how you can help them. And you explain that so brilliantly. And that matter of fact, what I'm more excited about is how are you getting $500 to $700? I mean, most people get $300 to $400. So tell me the value of between the $500 and $700.
It depends on the businesses. If we talk about with the business owners who is real estate agents here in Canada, real estate in Toronto is very hot. It's not like the U.S. So I mean, in continue, the prices is increasing. Maybe sometimes $50,000 per week, something like that, in price of the houses. So they are very powerful. There's a high competition between the real estate agents. So I have the real estate agent explaining them about that. We offer usually a higher price, like something about the setup of $1,200. And from that $1,200, we explain that $700 is about the citation. And we explain them on the map and on the laptop about the importance of to be in the first page of the Google. And here's the way. If it is something like an accountant and they are more smaller business, we go with the $500. That's the difference.
Gotcha. That's the difference. And so here's the thing. Are you promising them and guaranteeing them that they're going to have the first spot on Google with the citation, or are you just simply saying, hey, this is what's going to help you and it's a necessity for you to actually do this, and they end up buying from you? So is it you guaranteeing results, or is it just doing the work for them?
As I learned from SEO guys in past 5 years, we never guarantee anything. There is nothing we can guarantee. But we explain them about if you want to come in the first page, you need to have reviews and the citation. We never guarantee anything. So we just explain to improvement and get more traffic and get more people to visit you and see you and find you about you in the Google. So you need to have a directory submissions, which is the citation, and this is made by hand, one by one. It costs normally it costs $8 per every submission. If we have 100 listings, it's something about $800. So we give you for $700 or $500. Usually they don't against that. They like it. They like to be in the citation. They like to be in the directories, and then we give the list of last 100 directories which we submit there, and they can see by themselves their business, their picture, their phone number. They are very satisfied with that. They don't look at that to be in first page 100%. They are not looking at.
Excellent. Let me ask you a few other questions. When it comes to 100 citations, that's more than Canada or even the U.S., the major directories. So you're probably doing, 20 of the major citations and then probably putting them on lots of other, smaller directories as well, correct?
Correct. Exactly.
And then those 100 citations, how much work is it for you to do versus, hey, are you just collecting the check and then paying another company to do it? Are you doing a lot of work in between? Tell me the amount of arbitrage that you're able to do.
Okay, there is the things is that first I developed the citation list from the outsourcer guys. your listing, which you have in the reputation marketing, and another is from, I think it's from Bright Local. I gather all of them and give it to the outsourcer. It takes me maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And then after that, he goes with the pictures I provided, the address and phone number, which I get from the businessmen or business owners. So we give them in for maybe 15 minutes. I just pay in the Fiverr. I find the guy, so he do for me. And if something wrong, I sometimes I check some of the listing, but usually everything's okay. So 15 minutes.
Love it. Okay, so let me just say everybody that's listening right now, what's your problem? Really, what is your problem? Here, we've gone over and over and over this so many times, right? Is that you sell citations, how important citations are. You can go to Fiverr, you can go to Upwork, you can go to WL Marketing, you can go to Bright Local. There's all these places that you can simply just explain to local businesses why they need them, why it's important, and they're going to pay you $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, and it can cost you anywhere from $50 to $80. Now, all day long, let's say you even charge $300. You're going to make $200 every single time. So I just want to, I want to push hard on you that are listening and aren't getting this type of success because, you speak perfect English, right? You've probably got tons of experience. But what you're missing is the simpleness and the ease of operation of the product that's right in front of you that local analyzer does so well, which is just make sure all the citations are correct. So let me step back for a little bit and ask you about how do you gather the information from the client? Do you ask them for a username and password? How much involvement? How much time does it take? So could you just spend a few minutes explaining, like, hey, this is how I get the information, and these are maybe some of the issues I run into.
Usually we don't, David. We don't have problems in case of the gathering the information, because one time we met a business owner in the face-to-face or in the laptop. We took the name. We give the list about the name, surname, their business, phone number, their pictures, and their logo if they have. If they don't have, we sell them also their logo. For $290.
Wait, I missed that. Hold on. You guys gotta have a smile on your face when you hear this one, right? If you caught did everybody catch that? If they don't have a logo, what do?
I sell the logo for them. So how do that? I just go to the Fiverr. I pay $30 and get the logo with 3 options, very nice stuff. Then come back and sell them $299.
Sam, I'm so in love with you, buddy, because you know what? Everybody else is complicating it so much. And here you are going to Fiverr, the most obvious place on the planet to get really inexpensive work done, which we've mentioned over and over and over and over again in these trainings of going to. And everybody's like, oh, well, should I go here? Should I go there? Should I go this? I mean, I've had people in our mastermind literally do nothing for 3 weeks because you know what they did? They went and researched 4 different companies and who can do the citations the best and what's the difference between Moz Local and WL Marketing, and they do a spreadsheet and you do a side-by-side analysis, and they never make any money because they're not keeping it simple and just taking action. You're going right to Fiverr saying, look, here's what I love what you've done too. You said, look, I'm not even going to wait around for anybody else to tell me what to do. I'm going to go and check out, Bright Local citations and these guys' citations and these guys' citations. I want to make my own list, and then I'm going to go to Fiverr and say, look, here's my list. Here's the photos. Here's the company name, the company address, the company phone number. Here's the logo, and here's an email and password. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go on every single one of these sites I listed, and I want you to either claim the listing or create the listing and then I want you to return everything in a spreadsheet. Is that pretty much what you do?
Exactly.
So I want to let you know, those of you listening that haven't made at least $2,000 or $3,000 yet in your first few weeks because you haven't sold 6, 7, 8, 10 citation packages, what are you doing? Right? And Sammy's crushing it over here, right? You know, is just rocking it, but he's keeping it simple. He's not letting the little details get a hold of him. So let me ask you, Sammy, any advice you could give others that aren't having the same success you're having right now?
Bernie, can you repeat? I didn't get it.
So is there any advice, those that aren't getting the success that you're having?
Yeah, two things I want to say. First is, because of my experience, sometimes it was that I didn't follow your instruction. I didn't listen to you exactly what you said. And on that time period, I wasn't successful. So first advice is, please just listen what David said to you. Because in the business, I have a lot of experience with the business. I was in marketing and the high-level manager. So if you follow what David said to you, just follow what he said. Just if you listen in the last 50 minutes what he said to you, I'm sure you will be able to be successful. First. Second, use David or reputation marketing as a huge value and add this small values like a citation, I don't know, video making or animation or whatever. Add this one with the package you sold to the clients. If you sold, for example, video, then back and say, look, I have a logo I can do for you. I have a citation. And because of the David's products, I was able to sell citation and logos. Because when they see that videos, they are amazed. I just have a proposal. We are going to propose some from one of our referrals. We are going to just sell the expose for $4,000. He wants just expose to pay $1,000. Why? Because we get all this package and we listen to the David, we make the presentation. That's the thing. I will follow David, and then after that, go and find by yourself in Fiverr this small services and add value to your client.
Amazing, right? I mean, so first of all, those of you that heard that he, at that point in time, he wasn't using local analyzer because of Canada. So he was selling in Canada and couldn't use it in Canada because at that point in time, we didn't have the proprietary Canadian directories online. So now we do. So what happens is when there's a Canadian company, it filters out all the sites that are not Canadian and then automatically adds the Canadian. So for those of you that say, oh, why wasn't he using in Canada? It's because he didn't use, we were first talking to begin the interview. Now, the big aha takeaway is selling logos, right? Who would have thought about selling logos? But what he does is he sells them the citations, and when they say yes, he says, well, would you like a video as well? And then he goes over the video with them, and he goes, well, you need a logo to go in the video. Do you have a logo? And they go, oh, no, I don't have a logo. He says, oh, that's okay. We'll create one for you. I mean, it doesn't get more brilliant than that, right? So give me some feedback. One in the chat box if you really enjoy that type of content and really is inspirational, helpful, and maybe a little bit motivational for you, right? Get your butt out of fifth gear and put it in first, right? Get going? All right, good. So let's jump in. And by the way, that was from those of you asked, about the mastermind. So saying, you keep saying mastermind. So we have a mastermind that opens up every 4 months and closes, and we typically take about 300 people in, and I roll up my sleeves and we work side by side with them for 16 weeks. So no one can exit, no one can enter. It's 16 weeks, and that's the type of success. So when he's saying, look, listen to David's processes, that's what he's talking about. It's the process we teach. And by the way, a lot of these strategies I'm giving you are in our mastermind. That's just one or two that you heard of literally over 30 or 40 that we have that we teach and train on. So jumping in here, keep hitting the wrong button there. There we go. Okay, so I want to go over one more that happened just a while back here, and I want you to see some principles. I just got off the phone with the Rep Analyzer lead. It was the easiest close I'd ever had since starting with David in 2011. So I think that's important for people to understand that maybe might be a little new to what we do or who we are. Is it's not like a year or two, but we have a lot of customers that have started from nothing and now have an incredibly successful business, and they've been with us for 4 or 5, even 6 years. I barely got started on the visibility grade section. He asked, "How do I fix this?" I said, "Well, there's a process for doing it. I can send you an 83-page report." Now, this is a tactic that we teach inside our mastermind, which is when someone asks, right, for you to do something, you don't say, "Yes, I'll do it." You say, "You can do it yourself, and here's how you do it." You can almost guarantee the sale if you don't sell. Let me say that again. You can almost guarantee the sale if you don't sell. So here's what he did. He didn't sell, did he? He said, "Oh, well, I can send you an 83-page report that details how to do it." He said, "Well, then can you just do it for me?" Do you see how that worked? Do you see how easy that is? Robert asked, "Can we get the 83-page report?" Yes, you can if you're, I hate to say it, but it's inside our mastermind. So we've got a lot of amazing tools like that. But thank you, Robert, for the setup. I appreciate that. Before I answered that, I want you to know we do something called 1, 2, 3 is me. And I explained it. And then I said, yes, we have a beta program that we can do it all for you. Normally, if someone's going to do this, we would charge him $400 to $900. Can you see what he's doing? He didn't say, "Oh, yes, we can do citation services for $297. He's setting the value. And then he says, "Yeah, we charge $400, $900. And then he says, "You wait." Because they might say, "Sounds good." See, some of you have left so much money on the table because you don't listen and all you do is talk. But if you have a process to follow, like Dale's following, we're setting up the value, and then we pause and wait for them to respond. And he says, "Oh my." And I say, "Well, we can do it for $297 in our beta program." He says, "Oh, I can afford that. What do we do to get started?" I said, "I can just send you an invoice." He says, "Can I just give you my credit card over the phone and get started now?" And boom goes the dynamite. So David Sprague, you're going to make me a lazy fellow out of me. He also wants to be more reviews. I wonder if I can help him with that. Now, this is the success that you can have every single day and every single week when you're following a process. Does that help? Give me some feedback. Or one in the chat box if this is helpful to see, okay, I can see the process of when you talk to someone, how to set value, what to say to them, how to position the value. Okay? So let's talk at 3 citation levels, because I think some of you are going to make a tremendous amount of money if you get a little clarity on this. So when you're doing citations, which is really one of the biggest things that people sell for local analyzer, there's claiming the listings. 30 listings, $197. That's typically what you would do. Like, it's a very small package, and all you're going to do is say, "Look, we're going to make sure your name, address, and phone number are on all 30 sites or are correct on all 30 sites." One of the two. So it's just 30 top sites, and they're either going to be on it. So if they're not on Yellow Pages, you put them on Yellow Pages. If they are on Yelp, but the information is wrong, like the phone number is wrong, you're going to make sure that you get and claim that citation and then update the information. Sound good so far? Now the next step is optimizing the listing. It's a different service. And optimizing the listing for the exact same listings is when you're going to put a photo in, maybe 2 photos. You're going to choose the correct category for them. You're going to put a short description in them. Make sense? So that means on Yelp, instead of just having name, address, and phone number and no photos, you're going to put the name, address, and phone number with their website, with the correct category, with 1 or 2 photos, with a short description. That's optimizing the listings. It's a little bit more work, but you can charge more money. And again, it's only going to charge you a little nominal fee, maybe another $5 or $10 on top of the normal citations. And then there's more listings. If you typically have 50 more listings, so a total of a $75 package or a 75 listing package, add another $99 or $149. So for example, if I was to charge for 30 listings, just claiming them, I would charge $197. If I would charge for 80 listings, it would be $297 because I would add the $99. If I was charging for 130 listings, it would be $197 plus the $149. So I've just given you some general numbers that you can rely on that is uber easy to sell. Any questions on that real quick? Any questions on it? Is that including Facebook and YouTube and Google+? Well, YouTube isn't a citation directory, but Facebook is and Google+ is, correct. How do you fix listings with the variations of suite, even if Google keeps changing them? A report. Jay, typically understand that suite number or STE, Google looks at them all being the same, so you don't have to worry about that at all. So what to say to a lead? So let's talk about that and getting things uber tightened up right now. So I think a lot of us, and just give me some feedback, put one in the chat box if you're a little hesitant of what to say to someone when they read the report or you send it out to them or they contact you. You're still, okay, good. Good. Veronica, Jim, Carrie, I won't call out your names, but I will. Jay, Suzette, Paul, good. Thank you guys for being so transparent. So for those of you that aren't, just bear with me for a moment because this might be helpful for you as well. One, the first thing you want to do is ask them, did you read the report? Very simple. Hey, did you read the report? They go, no. You say, great, I got it in front of me. Let's go over it. Richard says, I'm absolutely scared. All right, no problem, Richard. It'll be easy. It's a lot of fun. Did you review the report? And they say, no, I didn't. You say, great, let's go over it now. But good news is 95% of the people read the report, right? They reviewed it, and that's why they contacted you. Any questions on number one? No, not did you understand the report. No, because they could say yes and you're done. If they say yes, did you understand it? That's a blocker. So follow my language here. Did you review the report? It's a close-ended question. It's yes. Great. We go to number two. No, no problem. I have it in front of me. Let's go over it. Number two, what surprised you? What surprised you? 90% of the time, they're going to say, yeah, I was a little surprised about this. 10% of the time, they're going to say, yeah, nothing really surprised me. So either way they go, you get 3 things from them, and you do not move on from the 3 things. So if they don't give you, if they say, look, I was a little surprised that, there were so many errors in that. And then you say, well, what else surprised you? Well, I was surprised that I didn't really understand the video stuff. Well, anything else surprise you? So you say what surprised you 3 times. Now, if they say nothing surprised you, say, you know what surprised me? And 100% of the time they go, what? The most awesome question you could ask anyone, and they never say no to is, you know what surprised me? No one ever says, I don't care. Have you ever said, you know what surprised me? And someone go, nah, I really don't care. Right? It's rude. No one would ever say that. So your response, you know what surprised me? And they say, what? You're back in again. So when they shut you out by the 10%, but nah, not really surprised me. I'm pretty awesome. I'm a doctor. I know it all. I save lives. Listen, you're really wasting my time. You say, oh, I understand. But you know what surprised me? 100% of the time they say, what? And then you name off 3 things that surprised you. Whichever way you go, you come out with 3 things. You feeling me? Good stuff? Yes? All right, good. I need 100% engagement here because this is where I help you. Because if you change your language, you change your business forever. And that's my goal, is to change your business. So if I can change your business, I change your financial future. And when that happens, now you can make an impact in your local church, the families that you care about, the people that you love. Everything changes. Now, they say money can't buy you happiness, but, right, it gives you a lot of leverage to get the places you want to go and the things you want to do. So if I change this for you, I can help you financially. So now we go to 3. And you don't ask a question here. You make a statement. You can solve that with 1, monitoring, 2, our beta program, and 3, citation services. And then you say which one interests you the most. Let me say that again. Whichever 3 you come out of with number 2, 3 things. Could be citations, could be the video, could be the amount of directories, could be reviews, could be the amount of reviews being listed, could be what people are saying, could be negative reviews, could be positive reviews, could be anything that comes up, but you get 3 of them. And number 3, you say you can solve that with. Powerful word is you. You can solve it. Not me, you. You can solve it. So we're not selling here. We're giving the power with our language over to them that they can do. They're in charge. Well, we can do this for you. Wrong side of the fence. See, a lot of people, what they do is they're on 2 sides of the road, and you got your snowball, and you throw it over on them, and they got their snowball, and they throw it back, and you got your snowball, that's a solution. They got their snowball, that's a rebuttal, right, or an objection, and you're throwing snowballs at you. It's a big snowball fight. No, what I want you to do is put down your snowballs, walk across the street, get right next to them, put your arm around them, and say, hey, you can solve that. You can solve that with monitoring, a beta program, a video beta program, a monitoring beta program, whatever you want to say, or citation services. Which one interests you the most? So it's not if you're not interested or are interested, it's which are you interested in? Any questions on this? So let's do a little engagement here. What questions do you have on this? Because as soon as they say monitoring, you go into monitoring, explain what monitoring is. We monitor 23 different of the top sites, and we not only monitor, but we give you alerts. And those alerts are based on good and bad reviews. So if you get a good review online, we instantly notify you or even your sales team. So when they get a really great review, the sales team can call up and either upsell them or give them referrals. If it's a negative review, we can send it to you or your support team. So your support can look up their name and call them up and find out how you can do a better job. We also, every 2 weeks, send you a report of all the latest reviews and the trends that are happening and what people are leaving feedback for you online. So you know what's happening. And you're not surprised anymore, but you can also share that with your team. and inspire them with a great job they did when they get good reviews, and also where they need a little motivation in the right direction when bad reviews come in. So Reputation Kahuna does all the monitoring, right? You can solve that with our beta program. I noticed you don't have any videos on your website or on YouTube. Now, next week, I've got a production going on, and I've got one spot available. And what I'd be willing to do to help you, because you have a video, is we'd be willing to cover all the production costs. So it's probably easier if you see the type of video we're going to produce for you. Are you in front of your computer? Yes, I am. Yeah. And go through the whole language if you've got Rev videos. The word-for-word script. Citation services. Same thing. Explain what citations are. Explain what they do. Explain how powerful it is in ranking them and getting them into the maps and getting them seen. Where they have correct information that hundreds of thousands of people go to these local directories to find your services. If you're not listed, they're never going to find you. If your information's wrong, they're never going to find you. So for literally $300, you can literally open up your entire business to markets that have never even known you existed. Any questions on that? So Veronica says, this is gold information, amazing. I wish we could transcribe this. So, well, listen, first of all, this is what you get when you show up to these types of trainings, because the really brilliance about what we do as a company is you're just not learning from me. You're learning from over 500 other mastermind members that I learn from of what works and what doesn't, so I can bring the best practices directly to you. So you can sound like a rock star starting tomorrow, while everybody else that doesn't show up for these trainings are struggling. Make sense? All right. The next mastermind actually shows up. We reopen middle of July, so in a few weeks here. If you have multiple locations, would you run the price off of each location or just by the pricing that you covered? So, Suzette, it's a good question. So when it comes to citations, if they've got 10 locations, it's times 10. Every local business has citations for them. So if they got 10 locations, that means they got 10 Yelps. They got 10 Google Pluses. They got 10 Yellow Pages. They got 10, right? And so if they've got 10, what you always want to do is never go after the 10. Because what they do is they go, $297 times 10, that's $3,000. Always go after the 1, do a really good job, and then go after the 10. Because it's all about the trust trigger, right? You build trust, rapport, and authority, and then upsell them to the bigger package. I have 5 landing pages. How do I select a landing page that worked with select widget of my website? I have 180 views in 1 week, but the widget is going to the wrong landing page. Yeah, Patricia, you just have to put a video in on that and show us, and we'll take a look at it for you. All right, so quick start to get customers. Now, I went over this in training 1, but for some of you that haven't done it yet, there's some really easy things to do. 1, send a report to companies you use. So in the last month, and let's just do some masterminding right now, I'll read it out loud of a company that you paid money to in the last 60 days. So put in the chat box, let me read it out loud. Maybe I can jog your memory of some other ones, right? Auto repair, mechanic. Jill said she used a hair salon. Barry went out and eat a nice restaurant. Gerard bought flowers at a florist shop for his wife, hopefully. That's good. Pat bought flowers as well. Gary says a currency exchange. Tony says car rental. Great job. KZ says dentist. Pest control Stacy. Roofer Sam. Auto repair and restaurant Richard says. Spa. HVAC. Gasoline. Car repair. Airline. Chiropractor. Hair salon. Tree service. a lawn service, tire company, hotel. Okay, so here's my question. How many of you left a review for them? How many of you left a review? So every single one of you should be leaving reviews every single time that you use a service. Because what you're going to do is you're going to say, hey, my name's David. I came into your restaurant and I was about to leave a review online. But before I do, I need to talk to the owner. So do you think the owner's going to get to the phone? Do you think the manager's going to get the phone when you're about to leave a review online because you're a customer? What do you think? 100% of the time. Let me say it again. 100% of the time, you will get to the manager and owner. So now the next question is, what do you say after that? You say, hey, I came into your restaurant. I had a great experience. I was about to leave a review, but before I did, I actually checked your reputation online. And a few things surprised me. So before I leave a review, I thought you should see this. Are you in front of your computer? Can you get to a computer and send them the report? Now, do you think your review is going to help them after you see the report? What do you think? Yeah. I mean, just think of this for a second. You're about to leave a review. They see the report and they think, oh my goodness, this person's review can really help me because my reviews suck right now. I'm really struggling. So now what if you told them, so I was going to leave my review on Google, but I noticed you already got 2 reviews there that are good. So I thought I might be able to help. But I can help you in a few ways. I can leave it on Yelp if you want because you don't have any reviews on Yelp at all. Would that help you? You know what they're going to say? Yes. And the moment that they say yes, you say, so I'm curious. What surprised you about the report? You know what surprised me? How many directories you don't have claimed. You know what surprised me? You don't have any video. You know what surprised me? And you can solve that with monitoring. 2, our video beta program. Or 3, our citation service. Which one interests you most? Now remember, you got a review coming. They got a 5-star review coming. What do you think the odds are that they're very interested in you, that getting that review quickly from you, and also you helping them? So just put 1 in the chat box if you're seeing the brilliance of the language, that if you change your language, you change your business. All right, cool. So I hope we're over-delivering in value with you, that you go look for the amount of money I spent. I not only get a whole year of the service, but I also get this in-depth linguistics training and all these processes, and I get Facebook training. And that's what we want to do, is we want to over-deliver to you so that you go and over-deliver to local businesses, and that's how you're going to build a brilliant business and make a lot of money. All right, so send to strategic partners. You can use strategic partners like local security companies, printing companies, accountants, anyone that, local Chamber of Commerce. Chamber of Commerce are incredibly competitive right now. Incredibly. Associations, right? Associations have reviews online. Carpet cleaners. Anyone that does B2B services. Because when you send them the report and you help them, now they have the ability to help you and give you some referrals. Email your page to businesses. obviously that's pretty easy to do if you've got Lead Kahuna. And those of you that, running Lead Kahuna, well, I put in the chat box, since we've talked, if those of you running Lead Kahuna, how many leads have you gotten so far? Just put in the chat box. I'm going to screenshot this real quick. All right, keep going, keep going. All right. Mike says 3. All right. All right, here we go. So I can't get everybody in, but I'm just going to quickly. All right, do you see that? Since we've been on this, 150, whoopsie. You don't know where that went. There we go. 15, 29, 165, 700, 700, 3,400. I don't know about that. 76, 30. This is all happening real time, getting leads. Now just imagine when you go to sleep tomorrow, waking up, you can get another 40, 50, 60 leads. So can you email your page out to businesses? Right? Yeah, that's pretty easy to do. Now, if you go into the previous training, I go through step by step exactly what you should say inside in your email, word for word. Post your page to your social media. Hey, friends and family, we just acquired a new technology that's helping a lot of businesses. I need your help. I'd like you to review it, give me some feedback, and if you know of a business, then feel free, they can use it as well. Very easy to do. So now let's talk about split testing. Close this down by going over what we started in the very beginning with Constance and talking about split testing. So split testing is a really powerful feature, and let's go into. So the first thing we want to do is talk about what should you split test. Now, in the first the first masterclass we did, we talked about the different features on what you should be split testing. So one thing you should be split testing, first of all, you want to make sure that you're very, very specific with your page. So that means you should be speaking right to the audience. Not like, hey, what's your reputation score? Find out instantly, right? This is very generic, right? Local reputation score, very generic. This should be dental reputation score, right? Spa reputation score. Very, very specific to the market. The background image should not be of a city, right? You want to get very targeted. So we can go into cover, background image. I can go to stock, Shutterstock, or any other site for that matter. I can type in dentist, find a really good dentist pick, preferably one that's got images on the side. Like if I reverse that, that would be really good. But because if I'm looking at my page, let me close this for a second. You can see this is a good one this way, but if I side by side stacked it, I want the image to be behind this, right? If you put it behind the right, it won't show very well behind this. So either way, stacked or not. So let me do this one right here. What's a good one? Something with a nice. There we go. Yeah, we can use that one. I was hoping to get him on the left-hand side, like I was talking about. That might not be bad, but it's kind of cheesy. And we're speaking to other dentists, so maybe this is good. So here's what I do. I want to grab this one right here. Yeah, you can rotate the image, but we're working on the flip one. We haven't done a flip one yet. So it's going to take a few seconds to download. So if you look at local analyzer, so you can see this is the background image I'm going to look for. There it is right there. So I'm going to save it. set as, oh, it's not, let me do this. I hate these Windows default. Let me go, sorry about this real quick. Show in folder. There we go. I'll just throw on my desktop with 1,000 other things that I've got on there. And now I'm going to go into my background image, and I want to upload, where are we at here? Looking for, there he is. All right, so it's going to upload it, and then you can see the crop area. It's a really big image, so it's resizing it right now as it uploads it. And then I'll crop it. Now we can, oh, you can flip it now. Yay, they put that in there. So if you have something on the side, you can flip it, right? So I haven't used this yet. Ah, there we go. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So if you got one on the wrong side, no problem. Just flip it. Flip it good. All right. So now we'll click Insert. Joe says, I don't have to use paint anymore. Yay. Good. Good. Kick paint to the curb. So now I'm just going to save it. It's going to resize this, crop it, put it in the background, and then you're going to see that, okay, now I'm targeting dentists, and now they're going to see a dental picture. So you realize that this is very specific. We're speaking their language. Make sense? Any questions on that? Yeah, so yeah, I'll check on mobile. Second here. So now you can see if I go side by side, right, there's a dentist right here on the left-hand side. Now, if I wanted to show through a little bit more, I can just take my gradient, right, like that. If I go back to stacked, that's a little easier to see there. You know, I could take this whole information out. I could scoot this all the way down if I wanted to. So you can really do a lot of amazing things with the design. So I just want to give you some ideas. And now if you're side by side, if I do side by side right here, and put it back up. And then what I can do now is add the timer. So let me go down and add the countdown timer. And I want to say, look, I want to make this evergreen, and whoever hits it, give them like, 6 hours before it expires. 6 hours, 23 minutes, and 12 seconds. Let's make the background color maybe blue. Maybe not blue, maybe there we go, kind of a blue. Make a little see-through, so there we go. So click Save. It's fun. You guys having fun? Is this cool? You can just do it this easy. And this is why you heard in the beginning, Constance like, yeah, I created 3 of these so easily. And I don't know why it's loading so slow there. Maybe my internet connection is really bad where I'm at right now. But there we go. So now you've got a brand new page, and you can even change the transparency of this if you wanted to. So notice where we're at the opt-in box. I can slide that, make that a little more transparent as well if you want to. So you got some really cool features. So now how do we actually go and do split tests? Well, you create a photo like that, image like that. Then you go into landing pages. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to copy it. Duplicate the page. Duplicate. It's going to create everything, and then you're going to test a few things. You can test the headline, test the background image, but don't change more than 2 things on the page. So I'm going to change the background image, I'm going to change this headline, and that's it. Then the next one, right, I'm going to keep the headline and the background image, but I might want to change the name up here, and then maybe change this up here, and then go from maybe a long form. Maybe I put some testimonials in here. So if you've sent it out to 2 or 3 people you know, you say, look, I'd just like to get your feedback. You can put the testimonials in here. So you go down here, turn on the testimonial. 1. Click here, testimonial 1, testimonial 2. Isn't that really cool? And then you can turn the viewgate on if you want on this one, and don't turn the viewgate on the other ones. Yeah, I would do all with the viewgate on all the time. An exit pop. There's no reason why you wouldn't have an exit pop and a viewgate on. So now this is my second one, right? Very easy to do. So now in closing, what we'll do is we'll just simply create a brand new split test. And so the split test system, all we're doing is just rotating the pages. And then so I go into split test right here. Then create my split test. So this would be dentist. Then add the pages. Page 1, page 2, and click Let's Go. And then it will create a split test where every time you go to that page, it will then rotate between the two and tell you which one's the winner. Now, if I want to go to the test itself to see you can see it'll show you the 2 that you're using. And then if I want to edit the actual URL, I can also do that. So I can say, dentist. So you can create that one's dentists. So you can create a personalized URL if you want to use it in social media or something like that. Right? So it changes that, and I can just copy and paste this. And I would put that link in my email, or I could put it in social media, whatever I want. Sound good? Would you change the page name to reflect the changes in your test? Yes, I would. I make it as very specific as possible. Can you have more than one pro live at a time? Yes, you can, but not for a page. So you've got only one. This would be dentist. So you couldn't have 2 dentists. You could put dentist 1, dentist 2, dentist 3, but the Pearl has to be unique. All right? Now, last thing we want to talk about really quickly here is monitoring services. So monitoring services are found with Rep Kahuna, and I want to make sure that if you haven't taken advantage of your 30-day trial, that you do that. If you go to repkahuna.com/amazing, we'll give you access to Rep Kahuna at no cost at all. And let me just show you when you log in how easy this is to set up monitoring. So if you log into Local Marketing Genius, click on Reputation Kahuna, you would log in, and then you can see here you've got a dashboard of every single business, how many reviews have come in, what their rating is, the reviews over the last 30 days, new reviews, if you're building the reputation, how many views to their feedback pages, how many reviews, and then how many times they've syndicated. So it's just a really cool dashboard to see everything. And then you can see we monitor all the online review trends that are happening. And then so if I wanted to create and add a company, I would just come in here and just put their company name in, email, industry, branding, SMS, and click next. And we take the company information, and we go out and find them on all the directories. We find them on Yelp and City Search and all that. So literally it takes 5 minutes to set up all the monitoring. We set up all the reports automatically to go out every 2 weeks or 30 days, depending on what you choose. So there's literally nothing to it. You can charge $297, $99 a month, $500 for the year, but it takes literally less than 5 minutes to set that type of service up. So those of you that want to do monitoring services, which is really the big question on monitoring services, were you surprised? So if you write this question down, were you surprised by whatever? Were you surprised by whatever? So were you surprised by how many reviews you didn't have? Were you surprised to see how many of your citations were wrong? Were you surprised to see you weren't listed on directories? Were you surprised, and fill in the blank? When you say those words, they'll always say typically yes. I mean, some will say no, but then you just ask them another surprise question, another surprise question, another surprise question. And when you say, were you surprised when, and you fill in the blank of what they had, when they say yes, you make a sale. Does that make sense? When they say yes, they were surprised, that's when the sale is made. Because the next thing that you say is, well, you won't ever be surprised again when you have monitoring your reputation. You'll never be surprised again if you're monitoring your reputation. And that's the sale. So KZ says, or what surprised you about XYZ? This question makes them think, identify about reviews and reputation. Yeah. But it doesn't have to be a complicated sale, right? It's what surprised you about X, Y, or Z. And then your reply, you don't ever have to be surprised again if your reputation is being monitored. And the good news is we have an entire full suite of services that do that, and it's typically $99 a month or $1,000 for the year. But we've got a beta program that we can monitor and report on all the top directories to you, and then you do exactly what I just said. It's only $297 for the full year. And they are going to love you. Make sense? All right, what a great training tonight. Thank you so much for taking time out. I hope that we left you a little bit better than what we found you here. More importantly, I hope that you're inspired to get focused and stop being distracted by other things that aren't going to build you an incredible income.